Gita. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Ata Panchadashodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. We are at the fag end of this chapter now. Another four, up to only 24 more verses. But we will not rush. It's very important not to rush. Know one verse, but know it well. Know the central idea very well. What does Bhagavad Gita teach? You should be able to say in 7 sentences maximum. Maximum. First, what does it tell you? Dukkha Divarnam. No cause for sorrow. Why no cause for sorrow? Tvam Ananda Swaruposi. You are Ananda Swarupa. So there is no cause for sorrow. Oh, really? Am I Ananda Swarupa? Then how do I know it? Shastra, Guru, Margena, Pramana Margena. Through Guru, through Shastra, as Pramana. What do I require? Shraddha. And what should I do? And how does it work? You have assumed you are a sad person. The knowledge is you were never sad in the first place. Sugar assumed that it is bitter, that it needs to be sweeter. Teaching comes and tells you are never bitter in the first place. You had sweetness as your swarupa. Oh, really? How do I know it? It's jnanam. You have only mistaken yourself to be something else. Why? Because some prarabdha, some blocks, obstacles, and prarabdha karma. So what do I do now? Clear this instrument of knowing of all the muck. There are so many wasteful files stored here. Clear all that. How do I do it? Through Karma Yoga. Okay, when you do Karma Yoga, what happens? Chitta Shuddhi will take place. And the Chitta Shuddhi means what? Buddhi will be clear. There will be a lot of inner leisure, space available. And Karma Yoga is done by what? 2 means. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. Everything is to be offered to Ishvara. Whatever comes, you take it as Ishvara Prasada. You will get Jnana Yogyata. Once you are ready for Jnana Yogyata, Jnanam will be revealed to you by the teacher. How? The form of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. And by the process of Nididhyasana, you own up your own Swarupa. That's how. Not just Bhagavad Gita, all our scriptures are covered in these 10. If you know this, understand you know everything else. But know it well. Know it well. Don't be shaken. Don't get distracted. They say in India, idhar udhar ke cheez padna nahi, sunna nahi. If this is clear, everything is fine. If this is not clear, what is it? They say, aho nashtam. If you have got this, you have got everything you wanted. If you don't get this, you have missed the bus. So Krishna explains this in 18 chapters, divided into 3 sections. Prathama Shatkam, Madhyama Shatkam. Now we are in the Charama Shatkam. In the Charama Shatkam, we are in the middle, 15th chapter. 16, 17, 2 more chapters, 18 is all summary. Whatever was said in the first, 2nd to 17 will be summarized in the 18. So let us understand. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Everything has to be offered to Ishvara. How will you offer? Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. How will you take? See, I take Ishvara as one form. My Ishta Devata. I offer him. And whatever he gives, Prasada. Good things taking as prasada is very easy. Yeah, all God's gift, I got a job, I got this, I got this, I got a house, I got this, I got this. You lose your job, will you say God's gift? So that means Ishvara Arpana, Ishvara Prasada not assimilated properly. Vachar, only for the sake of words you are saying. And how will Ishvara Arpana take place? Ishvara Arpana can take place only when you are able to see the entire Srishti with a certain paradigm, with a certain attitude, with certain clarity. Unless you do that, you cannot offer. Yeah, how will you offer to somebody unless you know the person well, know that being well? How can you have Ishvara Arpana Buddhi without understanding Ishvara properly? Out of some belief. And what if that belief is fails? All of you have. Krishna didn't do this for me. Rama didn't do this for me. So I'm going to convert. I was not well. I mean, somebody in my family was not well. Krishna didn't cure. Some other god cured. So I went to that god. Now you say, because I was following that God, you are not giving me opportunities. ये क्या बात है? Can you imagine such a drivel? There is no buddhi at all there. Zero buddhi. So, understanding is very important. So, the whole understanding is given in the next few verses. In this verse, Aham Vaishvana, verse number 40, we did it. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita Pranapanasama Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. Now, before this, Ishvara said, Krishna here as Ishvara said, I manifest myself as physical order. I manifest myself as physical order. The forces of gravity, centrifugal, centripetal process, things bound together, physics. I manifest myself as physical order. Physical order. His skin is intact, it doesn't fly away. Everybody's skin is intact. Oh, this is the perfect place. Your nose is put on the perfect place. Your eyes are set just right apart. One few meters, centimeters, millimeter here, your vision will go away. You give 3 dimension will disappear. Very beautifully ordered. It is called physical order. In verse number 14, Ishvara is telling you, I am physiological order. I function as various physiological functions in your system. What is the physiological function? There is a Bahya Agni in which you cook your food, and there is a Jatara Agni. Jatara means stomach. Okay. Jatara Agni. There is a fire inside which recooks your food. And this is also called Vaishvanara Agni. I manifest myself as Vaishvanara Agni in all bhutas. Digestive system in all bhutas. All living creatures have this. Plant, insects, what do you call it? Unicellular creatures, reptiles, winged creatures, primates, other animals, name all of them, they have this Agni in them. Aham Vaishvanara Praninam Deham Ashrita. I have come to, I mean, some people loosely translate it as I have taken refuge in Prani's Bhagavad. As though he's been driven out of some other country and he has to take refuge. And you apply to United Nations Human Rights Commission, Refugees Commission. Deham Ashrita. I manifest myself in the Deha of all Pranis as Vaishvanara Agni. And what do I do? What do I do? Pranapana yuktam pranavayu, apanavayu, okay, in, out. No, that this not this out, out, excretion. Then three other agnis, samana, dhyana, udana, all inside working. Pachami means cook again. I cook again. Chaturvidham annam. Four types of food I cook. When I say four types of cook, normally from this part of the country, sir, what four types, sir? We have got many. What are they? Sambar sadam, rasam sadam, curd rice, appalam, urgai, more, and some poriyal koote. Another fellow will say roti with five types of side dishes. And then there is Chinese, there is Mughlai, and there is this, that. Whatever be the food, there are four types of food that goes inside the system. Four types. First is called bhakshyam. Bhakshya means masticate, bite and eat. Bhakshanam. Okay. For that purpose, there is an order here. How to bite. Then bhojya annam. Drunk. Milk. Milkshake. Without shaking, you have to bhakshyam. After shaking, it is bhojya. Milkshake. All those juices and things like that. So bhakshyam, bhojyam. Then lehyam. Lehyam means lick and eat. Lehyam comes from the root lich. I think that's how they have become lick in English. There's a root word called lich. Lehyam means you have to lick. You know, that's why they say when you are having, there are certain things like ghee, honey, they'll pour it in your palm and you have to lick. Don't try. Take a, if you take a bowl of honey and pour it, you know what will happen? You will choke. So lehyam and shushyam, sucked. These are the only four types of food that is eaten by any jantu. By any jantu, any prani can eat only like that. Whether you eat with your hands, you eat with cutlery, you eat with your chopsticks, or you do baba baba, that's how you eat. Whatever way you eat, these are the only four ways you can eat. Pachami annam chaturvidham. Now, how do I see Ishvara's manifestation? This is important. That's why in India, try doing it every day. Don't miss it. Whenever you're eating food, whether you're in India and anywhere in the world, food is served, say this. Remember verse 14 by heart. Fold your hands together and then say, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita Pranapana Samayuktam Pachamyannam Chaturvidam Hara Hara Namah Parvati Pataye. Say this and eat. You are recognizing Ishvara's manifestation, presence in your system as physiological order. I am breathing. Ishvara present in the Ishvara's presence I recognize as physiological order. Ishvara's presence I recognize as physiological order in my digestion. It is Ishvara. Can you have Ishvara Arpana Buddhi? What will you eat? Clean food, fresh food, no stain, no rancid stuff, no leftover, because you have a choice. Don't talk say how hyenas eat and things like that. That's not here. That's not the subject matter. You have the subject matter here. You are. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi is given to you. So can you choose what you will eat? How much you will eat? Because bhojanam is actually aushadam. It's to be eaten as medicine for nutrition. Can you decide what to eat, how to eat, how much to eat, and each as an offering unto Ishvara? We do it in some cultures. In fact, I've seen it in every place. They'll always put water around the food, and they will chant a mantra saying, "This is Nevedyam," means I'm giving it to the Vaishwanara Agni here. And before putting in, he will invoke all the pranas. Om Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Vyanaya Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Udanaya Swaha, Brahmane Swaha, Amrita Pita Namasi. You do that because you are invoking the Ishvara in you and saying, Arpana Buddhi I am offering unto you. Okay? So Aham Vaishnav. Ishvara is available as physiological order. Then Ishvara goes further. I feel like saying only Ishvara, not Krishna. Sarvasya chaham hridi Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha mattasmriti Mattasmritir Jnanamapohanam cha Vedaischa sarvairhamaiva vedya Vedanta krite Vedanta krite Kritedvad videva chaham. Let me get the word. Aham sannivishta hari sarvasya smriti jnanam apohanam mata sarva vedacha aham eva vedya aham. Yeah. वेदैश्च सर्वम् अहमेह वेद्यम् वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम्. Very beautiful. He says, physiological order. Now Ishvara says, I manifest as physical, physiological. I manifest as psychological order in you. In what? It's manifesting as psychological order. Recognize Ishvara's presence as psychological order. How? Aham sannivishtaha. I am seated hridi in the heart. I am seated in the heart. That's why heartbeat is felt. They check your presence here. Heartbeat. I am seated as though seated here. Don't say I am seated here. Ishvara is not everywhere. The Ishvara that I see is seated here, as though seated here. Of all, Hridi of all, I am seated. Then then I manifest as psychological order. How? Smriti, memory. Jnanam, knowledge. All this is Ishvara's manifestation. Apohanam cha, forgetfulness also. Just because, see, imagine you cannot forget any of your, what do you call, traumas. What will be your life like? So, convenient forgetfulness is also okay. I am also there as for order called forgetfulness is also Ishvara's manifestation. So, smriti, memory, then your jnanam, okay, all this psychological and cognitive order also is added here. Okay, there is cognitive order. What is the cognitive order? Knowledge and knowing it things properly is cognitive order. Okay. When it comes to other life forms, they either have pratyaksha or they have paroksha jnana, indirect or direct knowledge. Paroksha jnana, direct. That's only two forms of knowledge. Whereas a human being has one more means of aparoksha jnanam, immediate knowledge. That's something special. So that cognitive order I am paroksha jnanam, I am pratyaksha jnanam, paroksha jnanam, aparoksha jnanam. I am in the form of cognitive order. Jnana yogyata, I am. When you start study of the Bhagavad Gita, first we don't understand anything at all. That's why perhaps the Vyasa wrote the book very beautifully. Is that first full chapter only story. This fellow, this guy, that guy. Then Arjuna says, I won't fight. At the end of it, the chapter ends. So, in the serial number 2, when you see, there's a beginning. You want to skip intro or you want to continue? Only in verse number 11, he comes to the subject matter. He only builds. Upon mastery and over storytelling, he builds the subject. What is it? Cognitive order. You have to explain something to somebody. You have to explain some abstract subject to somebody. Cognitive order. Try explaining some subjects which cannot be easily explained. Try. How does it work? Cognitive order. So, forgetfulness also is order. Certain things are best forgotten. What are to be forgotten? You hurt me. What is the point in remembering? Forget. Some people are never able to forget. Take money and don't return. I'll never forget. Janma Janma, I won't forget. Okay. So I am Sannimishtaha. I am available as memory. Now suppose his memory was not there. What would happen? Next Monday session, no use. Because nobody would have remembered anything for that matter. I say Sahana Vavatu. You say, what is the meaning of Sahana Vavatu? I don't remember to have done anything at all. So I am available as memory. I am available as knowledge. I am not available. I manifest as even forgetfulness. Cognitive order. Matha, they are all from me. Okay, the one. And now, what are they? Sarva Vedaischa. Where did the Vedas come from? Vedas are manifestation of Ishvara. Life skill was revealed by Ishvara. They say, Dakshinamurti revealed. That's a picture. That's a pratima in this form. The life skill was manifest. To understand this, who taught Isaac Newton gravity? Dakshinamurti. Yeah, I don't mind Dakshinamurti. This, what does he say? A lot of energy. Triputi, 3 forms of energy. I'll come to that. Okay. So, Dakshinamurti taught. We say it, out of bhakti. How did he get the law of this gravitation, law of gravity? It was manifest. He studied its manifestation and wrote it down. So, Aham Veda, all manifestations of knowledge I am. I manifest myself as knowledge. Sarva Vedaicha, all that is required to be, all that is known, required to be known, not yet known, all are covered in Sarva Vedaicha. What is the central idea of all this? Ahameva Vedya. You have to know me alone. What is the meaning of know me alone? You have to know me as consciousness, not as a formed person, not as somebody different from you, not as some uncle somewhere. You have to know me as consciousness, and all the knowledge rests in consciousness. Ahameva Vedya. All the Vedas. You have been given smriti for what? Memory for what? for remembering that I owe you money. Memory has been given to you so that you remember what the teacher taught you when he says the first one, Sahana Avavatu. Memory is for that. What is forgetfulness given for? Even for forgiving people. You know? People who have done harm, forget all this guilt and things. All that is to be forgot. Forgetfulness is given for that. So that Chitta Shuddhi can take place. And what is the purpose? Purpose is knowing Ishvara in as manifestation in the form of orders. Physical order, physiological order, cognitive order, psychological order, biological order, order, all orders. That's why it's called Sarveshwara. Ishvara means the rules. How does he rule? In the form of an order. Sarveshwara, order of all orders. Ahameva Vedya. So now going further. Aham Vedanta Kritah. Other Aham Vedanta Krit. This subject called Vedanta, Aham Brahmasmi, is a subject matter to be known. Known using your buddhi and all these learning faculties. Who revealed this Vedanta? Who composed Vedanta? He says, I am the person who composed it in as much as I created the Srishti. I manifested myself as Srishti. I don't like using the word created. I manifested myself as Srishti. I manifested myself as Dharma. How you should, the user manual, how you should live in this Srishti. I manifested myself as Vedanta. Understand the reality behind the Srishti. So, Aham Vedanta Krit. The reality by the whole, behind this entire Srishti, behind what you see, is also me alone. Me alone means is in the form of Ishvara manifestation as an order. Because it is manifest in order, you and I are able to learn. There's an order, there's a way of teaching. When I tell you Tvam Ananda Swarupa, you are Ananda Swarupa. You say, how can I be, sir? Sir, Ananda Swarupam. I don't even know the spelling of Ananda. Mazak mat kijiye, sir. So there is a cognitive, there is a teaching methodology. What is the teaching methodology? Always example. Our favorite example. There is a cube of sugar. The sugar goes to a guru and says, Sugar ji, Guru ji, I want to be sweeter. You want to be sweeter. You want to be sweeter compared to what? Pickles, okra, or tamarind? No, I want to be sweet. No comparison. I want to be. You want to be sweet inside the jar or outside the jar? Inside the mouth or outside? Sir, all this samajh mein nahi aata, sir. I want only sweetness. In which case, there is only one possibility. You are already sweet, you are missing it. Oh, really? How do I know? Karma yoga you do, buddhi will become clear, you will realize. Works, na? Simple example. In the same way, Vedanta Krita, the teaching, the subject matter, I is Ishvara is manifest as the subject matter and manifest as the teaching methodology himself. Prakriya. Aham Vedanta Krita. And comes one step further. Vedanta Krita cha Vedavit eva. There is one Swami who taught me. He's taught me so well that I can't think of any other person or going to any other person. Somebody asked me the other day, have you read this person's book? Have you said other person's book? Have you listened to any talk? I said, no. I listened to only one person, that is Swami Dayananda Saraswati. And after him, I listened to Sri Swami Dayananda Atma Triptananda, who was my immediate. I said, I don't listen to anybody else on this subject matter at least. I don't listen to him. Aham Vedavit. So what am I? I am Smriti. I am knowledge. I am forgetfulness. I am Veda. All Vedas, all subjects. When here Sarva Veda, through all the Vedas, what all the subjects to be known, I manifest as all the subjects to be known. Everything is in order. When I say manifest, there is an order. Bull face, bear face. Okay, in stock markets and all these things. It's bull face, it's a bear face. The market. During bull phase, you buy. What do you do? You watch it grow, buy, sell. There's an order. That's why you do it, no? Then there are theories based on that. This is how it functions. The order. So I am available as all orders. I manifest, don't say available. I manifest as all orders. I manifest as the and I manifest as the only subject worth knowing. I alone am to be known. It doesn't matter if you don't understand options trading, stock trading, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't know any of these subjects. But Aham Brahmasmi should be known. If you are a human being, you should know this. If you have not known, you have missed. And there is no guarantee another Janma you will get for you to get this. Okay? Ahameva Vedya, Aham Vedanta. Not only knowing me, I have also provided the means. I manifest I manifest as the means to know me. I manifest myself as the teacher, as the order that where the teaching comes to you. So always remember this, remember it. See, the Aham Vaishwanara, all this should be known by him. Sarvasya chaham hriti sannivishtaha mattas mattasmriti jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvairahameva vedya vedanta krite veda videva chaham. Know it by heart. And how do you relate? You remembered something. What is it? Manifestation of Ishvara. You forgot something. Manifestation of Ishvara. It is provided for. These days I have become very forgetful. It is not a problem really. Because it's the manifestation of Ishvara. And can be treated because there's an order there. I have become forgetful. Okay? I know my memory is very strong. I can recall, go back, recall what happened to me, not just in this Janma, previous Janma also. My memory is so well, so strong. Very sharp memory I have got. I have a dull memory. All provided for. Memory means it can be sharp, it can be dull. Knowledge. So this is to be known by heart. Now, having said this, Ishvara is going to reveal just another four verses. We will not complete it today. We will not rush. I'll take you through only this verse today. Next one, next 17, 18, 19, 20, we'll try to complete it in our next session. Okay. He has so far explained the Prakriti to you, Srishti to you. Already explained? Explain once more, repeatedly explain. Because when it comes to teaching, especially scriptures, we have one feature called Abhyasa. Abhyasa means it should be repeated very often. It's called Abhyasa. So that this scripture is a scripture where a lot of Abhyasa. Abhyasa means repeat in this context. So look at verse number 16. Dvamimau purushau loke Dvamimau purushau loke Sharakshakshara evacha Sharaschakshara evacha Sharam sarvani bhutani Sharah sarvani bhutani Kutastokshara uchyate Kutastokshara uchyate Once more. Dvamimau purushau loke Sharachakshara evacha Sharat sarvani bhutani kutastokshara uchyate. Imam loke, in this world, there are as though two Purushas. You talk about one Purusha, now it's become two Purusha. These are the technical words used. You have to understand. In this Prakriti that you see has got two clear, demarked manifestation. Okay? So, Dvav Imau Loki, in this Loka, Dva means two. One is called Shara, the other is called Akshara. Shara means that which constantly decays. Akshara means that which doesn't decay. Okay? Now, he says the next line. You have to understand some small technical thing here. Don't get lost. We have to know the entire Srishti, not as Dva, because the third one is coming in the next one. I'll introduce you right now. I'll introduce that. There are three. First, Shara Loka is manifest material, MM. Okay? Manifest material. What is this? Manifest material. What is this? Manifest material. Manifest material. Sarva Bhutani, all created beings, including living beings, Sarvani Bhutani Shara, all of them will decay. What was Arjuna's problem? My grandfather will die, my guru will die. He said, everybody has to go here. What's world population? 6 billion, no? Or is it? I got all. 6 billion, like 600 billion. India alone is more. 600 billion. Okay, whatever figure. Imagine no one dies. What will happen? But people keep adding on. It will become like the traffic situation in very many cities. Every day they are issuing 1,000 licenses to two-wheeler and four-wheelers and three-wheelers. But old vehicles are not being phased out. So what's happening? You have traffic like you have in Bangalore. Stand still. They say if you want to take a housing loan, you want to take a loan for a car in Bangalore, they'll give you a housing loan. So you stay in the car. Start at 6, you will possibly come for Satsang in evening 6. Why it's chock-a-block? Because what is to be weeded out is not going. The new inputs are coming. So, all bhutani sharameva. Okay, they are perishable. They have to be perishable. It is the order. It is Ishvara's order. People, old order changeth, yielding place to new, lest one good order corrupt the world. One no good order is corrupt. See, we have a simple law, there is we have when we study economics, we have short term, long term. Okay, short run, long run. In the long run, there is nothing called short run, everything is long. So that's those kind of things are there. So things have to go. You have to go. Nachiketa says this in Kathopanishad. The longest life has to end someday. He says, I'll give you Dirga Ayu. He said, the Dirgest of Ayu. Okay, my English. No, don't look for the word Dirgesta. The longest of life has to end someday. It has to end. So, all Bhutani Sharameva. They have to perish. It is called manifest Prakriti, manifest material. So know it as MM. Now, what is the other unmanifest? Don't straight away go to consciousness. There is Prakriti and there is Purusha. What Krishna has done for this verse, the word Prakriti has been replaced by the word Purusha. That also is Purusha. He says that Prakriti is also me only. My manifestation is me only. So that Prakriti also he is taking at Purusha. And he is saying this manifestation is of two types. Manifest material, unmanifest material. Okay? Unmanifest material. Okay, what is this unmanifest material? Even when something decays, what happens? An apple. Why apple? We go to. This is something you have to understand. Somebody went. I saw it happen. Somebody went to a Swami, and he says, naturally, why do you go to Swami? Because of some problems. And they are all Swamis, apart from their yogic and other Vedic powers, they also are very good psychologists. One look at you, you know what you have come for. So this lady, elderly lady, went and said, my daughter is not getting married. Swami, aap kuch kijiye. He said, okay, come for puja on such and such a day. He went for the puja. At the end of the puja, the Swami took one lemon and he gave it to that lady and he said, keep it in your puja. And do visarjan of the lemon after your daughter gets married. Now, how long will this lemon stay in that yellow condition? So, in about how many days? 30 days? If it stays for 30 days, amazing. It became brown and it started decaying. And naturally, Visarjan had to be done much before the wedding took place. And as far as I know, the lady never got married. I never met this elderly person, but I heard that she says that Swami Bhagwan has cursed because Swami said this is to be done Visarjan after marriage is finalized. So this got decayed even before marriage proposal could be finalized. Therefore, God has cursed this our family. And I don't know, I never met that person again. So before the Swami had given, the Swamiji perhaps gave it with the best of intention. But he has to say that after some time it will decay. Do Visarjan, continue doing your prayers, things will happen as per Ishvara's will. That's what he should have said. He said, do Visarjan after marriage is fine, never got finalized. So you have to understand. So the manifest matter, tangible matter has to become unmanifest. It doesn't get destroyed, it gets unmanifest. Then from the unmanifest, it manifests. So you have MMUM, manifest material, unmanifest material. This is common to all bhutas. So MMUM. What is the third one? He says, there is beyond. I'm using the word beyond because nothing else is available. This manifest and unmanifest, careful, okay, little technique. The manifest and the unmanifest are variable. Manifest is variable, the unmanifest is variable. Variable, variable, variable. The variable can rest only on an invariable platform. See, if you are going by train and the train moves at a certain speed, the opposite side, the land that you see moves fast opposite. It is stable. That's why you are seeing movement. Two trains going together at the same speed, going side by side, you have a feeling of standstill. Have you not experienced all this? So, manifest is a variable stage, unmanifest is a variable stage, both of them have to rest on the unmanifest. So, manifest Purusha, unmanifest Purusha, and the third one, Akshara Purusha, the consciousness, is referred to as Uttama Purusha. We will see Uttama Purusha in the next session. Uttama Purusha. I want to take you to grammar, Hindi grammar. First person is, people who have studied Hindi grammar, Uttama Purusha. Pronoun is third person is Anya, is called, it's called Anya Purusha. Whereas in Sanskrit, it is Uttama Purusha, and the third person is called Prathama Purusha. You give importance to that person. That's why it's Prathama Purusha. Whereas you are always referred to as Uttama Purusha, first person. First person singular, Uttama Purusha. This can be placed. This hand can rest only on you, and that Hriti Sannivishtaha, I am that Uttama Purusha. That's why this chapter is called Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadashodhyaya. So every morning or whenever you have the time, put your right hand on your chest and say, Aham Uttama Purusha. Don't say I'm not Nari or things like that. Consciousness. Aham Uttama Purusha. I am the conscious being on which this entire Srishti rests. We will see the nature of the Uttama Purusha in our next session. Om. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो, स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो, सब संतों की जय हो। Yes, ladies can also say aham uttama purusha. Purusha here is not a gender, it is reference in Sanskrit. That word is masculine gender.
Okay.
It refers to total consciousness. Say it as many times as possible, whether you touch or not. Aham uttama purusha. I am a conscious being. Have a wonderful Monday. We will meet again. Have a wonderful week. We will meet again next week. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Om Namah Shivaya.